For thousands of kids across the state, family is a foreign word. The United States takes twice as many kids from their families than other countries. Many end up in foster care, and many times they end up on their own as young adults with nowhere to turn. News Source 16's Angela Brauer is in the studio with our special report, Foster Care Fixing the Flaws. Angela?
The Department of Human Services says it's worked very hard to improve its system, fixing their flaws basically through trial and error. Until now, though, they admit perhaps they may have taken kids away a little too quickly. And it takes a special effort, of course, to help those who have already lost their families. So how do we as a community help perfect this system?
Department of Human Services, this is Margaret.
It's a system that a lot of people think need a lot of fixing.
Our local government becomes the parent, and that isn't ideal by anybody's measure.
But with limited resources,
we strive every day to get better at it.
The Department of Human Services says it's doing as much as it can with what it has to work with in these tough economic times.
I think the good news, we haven't really added a lot because of the economy and the stress on families. Obviously, the ones that really stand out are pieces around drug and alcohol abuse, domestic violence. But a lot of the other ones, when you get into neglect, a lot of it's around poverty. It's, having enough food, having a household that is housing that's easy to clean.
The number of foster kids in Oregon is among the highest in the country.
We have about 950 children in foster care.
And that's in Lane County alone. There are far less foster parents.
I would rather have more, and then the matching is better for the child.
Kids often tend to jump from home to home trying to find that good match. Sometimes it doesn't happen and those kids end up in a shelter.
Our state and our county don't want to be the parents for so many kids. Families are where kids heal, grow, and learn.
So what is Oregon doing or not doing compared to other states that leaves us tipping the scale?
Each state kind of defines abuse and neglect a little bit differently. Some states, some that have lower foster care rates, do not have threat of harm. And so they really deal with after a child has been abused.
Oregon's system of social work focuses on abuse and neglect prevention more so than rehabilitation.
That has helped us become more consistent.
DHS admits there have been cases that could have been handled better, but they say they're working to improve every day by working with troubled families before they tear them apart.
If we bring in some assistance to coach and mentor the parents about what they should do, how they should set up their household, how they should interact with their child, cues, things like that, and what things, boundaries they need to set and be appropriate. Our hope is that, with those more in-home cases, that we can leave that child at home and then get out of the family's lives.
Lane County's Department of Human Services receives nearly 900 phone calls a month. They only act on about a third of those. If
you interview 10 people off the street, they probably have a different definition of what a level of abuse and neglect that the state should go out on. And some would have it, we should go out on everything, and others would say, no, that's intrusive.
At age 18, wards of the state are released on their own. Many of them end up homeless or in jail, some because of the lack of treatment, and others because they have nowhere and no one else to ask for help. One organization says that can be avoided by offering opportunity.
Give them an opportunity to find out who they could be, find some success, be successful in the placement, be successful in school, find their skill level. And if we can change those kids from the inside out, we're going to make a difference.
Making a difference cannot alone be left up to the state. It takes real parents, real people to succeed stability.
Number one is that kids have to feel success. We have to assess what they need. We have to provide them with stability, which is very difficult, particularly in a foster system.
Dave Ziegler is the executive director of Jasper Mountain, an agency who works with the most challenged and the most violent of foster kids. He compares our foster kids system to other countries like Australia's and has found that we have double the number of parentless children.
The kids are safer when they're removed from potentially abusive environments. The minus is that we might give up on families a little bit too quick without supporting them to improve their ability to manage their own kids.
He says one child they received had gone through 33 homes before finally landing at Jasper Mountain.
If you take little plants and you uproot them and uproot them, pretty soon the roots won't grow anymore.
That's why DHS and other local agencies continue to ask for those interested, at least consider becoming a foster family and step up as a community to support a system that certainly has room for growth.
It's about human beings and their choices.
You want to make a difference in yourself, make a difference in a child's life. Become a foster parent and get the tools and get the help and the support.
Now, Jasper Mountain actually has a documentary coming out soon about what they do. Fixing the flaws, though, in foster care is definitely going to take a collaborative effort, both by the agencies you just heard from and our community. If you'd like to help or get involved in a foster child's life, we posted a link to some of the ways that you can do that on our website, KMTR.com. In the studio, I'm Angela Brauer, News Source 16.